Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. I do apologize. We were trying to round up some last-minute stragglers. This is the last presentation of the day, the most coveted spot as a presenter. I apologize, Karen. Luck of the draw. Karen from Karinza. Karinza is Karen plus your old username as a sales rep, yes?
That's right.
That's how Karinza came to be. She'll talk more about her company, but I must tell you that she is probably one of the best sales motivators, sales strategic teachers that I have ever seen in the industry. I've been in it for a little while, enough to know what's good and what's bad. Needs-based selling is what she does. Very unique, very different, very American. Americans have probably the best customer service. They are known as the best customer service in the world by far and by none. The most effective sales teams, in my humble opinion. I'm a little biased. However, they're the thought process in a sales team in America, at least from the company I originated from, which was Daimler Chrysler, Ford, AT&T. Our salespeople were taught specifically needs-based selling. They were also managed from a different perspective. They were not managed by numbers, they were managed by behaviors. You cannot manage by behaviors without teaching needs-based selling techniques. This is why Karen and her partner James over here in the corner, amazing. Absolutely refreshing. I am very, very happy to have met them. I am very, very happy to introduce them to you. I think you will benefit greatly from their vast experience. So, with that build up, Karen, I leave you to it.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming. All of you guys. Okay. So first of all, so nice to see you all. Thank you for coming. First of all, I would like to speak a little bit about myself and who is Karinza. So I'm Karinza Alsberg. I'm 23. I'm 32 years old. I'm 32 years old. I've been in the last 11 years the sales industry, and my specialty is telemarketing, which is now telemarketing is the main method to sell binary options and forex over people selling over the phone, and that's the solution that actually Karinza is providing. Now let's talk a little bit about Karinza. Karinza is, I founded Karinza in 2009 out of big love to sales and deep understanding in sales psychology. Now we served over 40 brokers in the industry, the Forex and the binary options. The Karinza agenda is actually very, very clear. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit. The most important thing that we have to bear in mind that with a competitive industry, like the binary option, for example, and of course the Forex company, we need to know how to approach to every client, because this is the most important thing. At the end of the day, we want to develop good lifetime value and a great conversion. The way to do it is not in a classic sales method. So let's talk a little bit about how we do it. So first of all, we are not selling. Yes, we give sales solution, but what your children, your representative, your sales representative, the people that you are hiring in order to sell, what they should know that we are not selling. We are assisting the client to get a decision why to buy. By the end of the road, he will deposit because that's the target. We want him to deposit money. But we also understand that we are in a very tight competition between the brands, all the brokers outside, and we cannot sell because that's what actually every broker is doing, trying to sell. What is the product? The platform, which is very excellent, why to deposit with us, come, you can get a bonus, let's talk about the Forex for a second, let's talk about the binary option, and blah, 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 blah. And continue and continue and continue, and the sales representative will overload information to the client, and maybe by the end of this sales conversation, maybe the client will buy, maybe the client will not buy. So we understand that we cannot, because everybody is doing the same. Everybody is selling the same. Doesn't matter if it's Forex or binary option. Everybody wants to sell, everybody wants to explain what it is, what's the product, how good they are, to give bonuses. Doesn't matter if you're regulated or non-regulated. The most important thing is to teach your sales representative that we actually are not selling nothing. We are assisting the client to get a decision why to buy. How do we do that? So first of all, the name of the game is the client. It's not the brand. It's not the Forex / the binary option market. It's not the product. It's not the company. It's not anything. First of all, it's the client. That means, for example, I'll give you an example. You ask the client, what drives you to get into this market? What is your dreams? What is your financial expectation for 2013? What exactly are you looking for? We ask question after question after question after question, and we don't give any information at all. Not regarding the product, not regarding the company, nothing about nothing. After we hear all this information, and we understand exactly what he needs, and we really did like a problem map problem. We map all his problems, all his needs. Then we give him only the relevant information that he needs to know in order to get him to deposit. Now, most of the sales representatives don't do that at all. Out of maybe self-confidence, sometimes they know, sometimes they don't know, because we are automatic mechanism. So we want to sell. So we feel like we need to talk and about the company and about the brand and how good we are and what the terms and condition is amazing. Come trade with us. But it's non-relevant information because it's not about us, the brokers. It's not about us. It's about the client. Now, most of the time, the sales representative, 99% of the time, do not understand that because they don't let the client talk. Now, listen to this. People, clients, will remember the things that they said, will not remember what your people said. The client will believe the story that they told. They will not believe the salesman's story. So if we are doing specific questionnaire during our conversation, he's doing his 50% and we are doing our 50%. Then they meet. He is going to work hard for me in this conversation because he is the one that's going to talk. Then I will understand exactly what the client needs, and then I will provide a solution. So I understood, sir, that you would like to earn $2,000 a month. So I understand, sir, that you're a teacher and you're looking for a secondary income. That's wonderful. Now allow me to represent our solution. The binary option world is the binary option market is the biggest market in the world. With us, you can find ABC. Now let me show you how you can reach your target with us. So what is actually happening in this industry? Okay, that's Karinza agenda. This is what we are going to teach your people. We are teaching the people not to sell. We are not selling anymore. We are not giving non-relevant information anymore. Actually, we are talking, but very briefly in the conversation. Sometimes I came to a conclusion not to talk about the market at all, because more than 75% of your traffic, people don't have any previous experience in terms of trading. How many traders will come? Yes, even if you are a very targeted broker, and even if you are bringing very targeted leads, it doesn't matter, because people have specific needs. And believe me, the lead that is coming into your system, you're not the only one that is calling him. There is other various of companies that is calling him as well, especially if he's coming from affiliate program, for example. And all of them, believe me, all the brokers, even if they don't want to believe so, they're talking the same. They're talking about the product, they're talking about the market, they're talking about how great they are, they're talking about the terms and conditions, and they're talking only about themselves. But what about the client? Now, once you will tell the client that you are not going to sell him, you are going to assist him to get a decision why to trade with you, all his defense is coming down. With the right questionnaire, you can do that. Now, let's distinguish for a minute between conversion and retention. Let's make a definition to conversion and the right definition for retention procedure, and then let's see how we can optimize revenues from those two. Conversion. The meaning of conversion is to convert lead to user, to an active user. That means that the lead is going into the system, he registered, he didn't deposit anything. The sales representative is calling him and convincing him, or in our Karinza language, we are assisting the client to get a decision why to buy. If the client made a decision, and it's not a problem if you are going on this way to make him deposit on the spot, the minute he deposits, the client was converted to become a user, an active trader in your system. Now, if you are sending a lot of traffic to your website, once you do that, what will happen? You will have a lot of self-conversion. Self-conversion, that means that a lot of people will deposit without any assistance, without any HR assistant. Now, we have to take care of those people. Let's see in a minute how we're going to take care of them. And also, we have the sales conversion. Sales conversion, that means the traffic went to the website, people register in landing page or whatever, they became a lead, and then the sales representative calling them and converting them. So we have self-activation and sales activation. If you have a lot of self-activation, a lot of people that deposited by themselves, you have to consider to build upgrade department. What is upgrade department? That means that the sales representative is calling to this client, welcome him to the company, and then telling him that whatever he deposits is not enough. Welcome, sir. You registered with us. Congratulations. I saw that you deposited $200 just yesterday at 4:00 p.m. The main reason why I'm calling you is in order to introduce you to our company, to show you exactly our account types. And with your deposit amount that you deposited by yourself, which is very nice, it will not provide you enough flexibility to trade in this market. Now, in order to gain successful learning process in terms of trading, you need to deposit more. And then I will introduce you to your personal account executive, which is the retention. So if you are a company, you're a broker that have a lot of self-activation, people that are depositing by themselves without any assistance of sales representative, so you need an upgrade department. You do need salespeople to upgrade these leads that already deposited by themselves. This is one way to optimize revenue in the conversion, in the self-conversion department. Now, if we are going to sales conversion, the story is different. Of course, you need sales representative and how to optimize conversion. And of course, it's also valid for retention, that we will talk about retention in a bit. But when you're talking about when you're talking about converting by sales representative, conversion by sales representative, so what you need to do is to train those people to be killers. And I'm sorry if it sounds aggressive to you, but if your sales representative is talking too much and talking bullshit over the phone, he shouldn't be working for you. He needs to be an expert in what he's doing, because if you're noticing or not, we are in a very competitive industry. Everybody is talking the same. Everybody has the same account types that you have on your website. Everybody will offer the same, usually. They will offer you account types, they will offer you terms and conditions, bonus, an account manager, daily review, weekly review, monthly review, and whatever, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It can go on and on and on and on. So due to that fact, those, in order to optimize the revenue in the conversion department, they have to stand on 7-minute average sales conversation. Opening, middle, and close. It means that they have to open the conversation very good, to ask the questionnaire in order to understand what type of client is behind the telephone, and then to give the solution and to convert the lead. Now we need to invest in motivation models, and I'm not talking only about their bonuses. Your employee bonuses is not important here. It is a factor, but it's not the only factor. The motivation, HR that we are picking. You should take a lot of people to recruit. Out of group of 10 or 15 people, believe me, you will find only 2 people which are really qualified to bring you the results. Only 2. And those 2, of course, it's more than 2, because if you are recruiting all the time and choosing people, so you have to invest a lot on HR, training, and motivation. When I'm talking about motivation that means evaluation every 3 months. And I'm not talking about promotion. I'm talking about, for example, when your employees come in, you represent him a program for 1 year. 1 year program, how is going to grow in your business. What will happen after 3 months? What will happen after 6 months? What will happen after 9 months? What can happen after a year? Of course, you can tie it with, it can go with targets as well. That's another way to optimize conversion. It's a deep Bible. It's a whole Bible how to optimize conversion. You can come after and discuss with me about issues that you have, and I would love to help you. Now let's talk about retention, because this is the big question, retention. Right now, all the industry, lifetime value. Retention is to maintain the customer in your company. Duration time of trading in your company, how much money he will pay you for this period of time that he's in your company. Now, in binary option, it's not like Forex. It's a new market. In binary option, the lifetime value is still an enigma for all the brokers. Some of them are doing it well and still not the best. And some of them are trying to figure out how to maintain the customer in the company. Now, retention, in retention department, the most important thing in order to optimize revenue in the retention department is, of course, not only on the HR, because in the HR it's personal relationship. That's your account manager, the retention account manager will develop within his client. But the way to optimize revenue in the retention, it's only one word, 2 words, great segmentation. If you are not using segmentation in your system, you're wasting your time for nothing. And it doesn't matter what kind of panels you saw here today. And it doesn't matter that people will tell you, I'm doing retention the best, I'm hiring the best people, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Because retention, it's all about segmentation. Now, what is the word segmentation? Segmentation is actually, if we will put it in simple words, segmentation, the target of segmentation is to understand exactly the client behavior. For example, the client likes to trade at 7 o'clock a.m. on his first things of cup of coffee before he's going out to work, to drop his children in the kindergarten. He likes to check his trade. This is a very important point. Because it doesn't matter how many times your retention guy will call him during the day, and then he will tell you, yes, but the client is not answering to me. So he deposited money, he lost, but I cannot bring more money. Of course you cannot bring more money because you're calling when he's never in front of the computer or never in the system. Because your shift should start at 7 o'clock a.m. because this is his peak time. He logged into the system. That means that the segmentation, you can understand that he likes to trade in a certain hour in the morning. Or for example, this client likes a certain trade that risk his all account balance. So the segmentation can send a pop-up when he's opening this certain trade that the statistics said that those trades made him to lose every time, said your account is under a risk right now. Or it's not recommendable to open this position. It will pop up to the client. That's also a procedure of segmentation. This is something, I'm not sure all the software providers that is in this conference has this solution. I'm sure they are developing some solution, and I'm sure that if segmentation solution will be done correctly, it will optimize the revenue immediately in the retention. Now, company that we worked for, of course, we made segmentation for them. It's a long procedure because we really need to understand the behavior of your clients in each market. But retention is all about personal communication between your employee to the client. Because by the end of the day, people are buying people and people are selling people. We are not selling product. And out of this point of view, we need to breathe, to eat, and to go to sleep with that. Because you are not selling a product in the retention. You are not selling trading solution. You are selling your people. Because of that, your people need to be top qualified. And I'm not talking about on the market, because they don't need to be experts in the financial market, but they need to be very high level, very high quality in a personal relationship. If this guy is cold or too straight or too official, he cannot work in retention, ever. Even if he's good and he knows everything about the market and he worked as a broker before in a stocks company, it doesn't matter. If he doesn't have high level of personal relationship, like, personal skills, like human skills, communication skills, he cannot work in retention. It's even more important than conversion, because conversion, we're selling to the client and that's it. The client is moving on to the retention. The client moving on to the upgrade department if you have a lot of self-activation over the website. But in retention, this is the name of the game. So when you are recruiting, first of all, when you are recruiting your staff to the retention, you need to make sure that he is the cherry on top of the whipped cream. Because it's not a regular salesperson. He needs to be very friendly, very care. He needs to be a good listener, and not to talk when he's selling himself. You need to distinguish between conversion and retention, between a regular salesperson to trading volume developer. This is what I call trading volume developer, because he needs to develop okay? To work with the client to develop trading volume, not only redeposits, of course, both of them are coming together. And like I said, HR. And the second is segmentation. If you have questions about segmentation, you can come and ask me after. I have nice ideas how to do nice segmentation in your system. I want to summarize this short session because I love what I do. I'm addicted to what I do, okay? I grew up in sales. The name Karinza, anybody have an idea why I call myself Karinza? It's not because I love myself. I love myself also, okay, but not like I'm not in love with myself, so I will call my company Karinza. Karinza, the name Karinza, my name is Karin Salzberg. So when I was a sales representative over the phone, the username to the computer was Karin Salzberg, like Karinza, it was a shortcut. And I believe back in those days that it brought me a lot of luck over the phone, and I made a lot of sales. And all the sales representatives that were in my team, they called Karinza made a sale, Karinza made a sale. So they called Karinza. So I decided to call my company Karinza. Your people needs to be full of passion to what they are doing. To manage sale, and I'm sure all of you guys, if you have operations, you have sales manager. If your sales manager is not motivated, and he doesn't need to know Excels, like how to build report, bring him a secretary that will do it, okay? The most important thing in sales is that you will be a good teacher, and that's what the broker do not understand. They think, yes, I have a great system, I have a good manager to do this and that, great report, great this, great, yeah, you got a terrific solution to everything. But by the end of the day, you are selling your people. People are selling people, people are buying people. They are not buying, not binary option and not Forex, believe me. So because we are dealing here with sales psychology, because it's a pure sales psychology, and if we are dealing here, we need to understand everything. Segmentation will bring you to this understanding in the retention. In conversion, like I told you, all the time to educate your representative. And people ask me, how do I educate your representative? What, I need to bring you every time that I want to bring your education to my staff? I said, no. What's the matter? You come into your office with a cup of coffee, you're calling everybody, you cut the telephones, you cut the lines, everything, you put it on hold. Say, let's talk about, I need to think about it. A client comes and tells you, I need to think about it. I don't want to deposit right now. I will deposit later. How do you solve this resistance? How do you solve this resistance? Twice a day do it. Morning shift, evening shift, night shift. Don't talk about the market. People tell me, yes, I'm doing a daily review to my team. I'm explaining about the market. I'm so sorry. Who gives a fuck? Sorry. Telling the truth. 1 second, I'm summarizing. The most important thing, invest in your HR. Motivate them. It can happen. It doesn't matter what kind of market you are working with. It doesn't matter how many self-conversion. It doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are. If you chose people to be this army, you need to train this army to be the best. And not in terms of market, in terms of sales psychology. What to do, how to do, what to tell, what not to tell. What kind of question he do need to ask. And what kind of segmentation procedures in terms of the technical side he needs to understand. And how he needs to work with the segmentation process, the sales representative in the retention. Because the segmentation process, it's all about retention and it's all about sales psychology, because we are matching the behavior of the client technically to the system. And then the sales representative in the back office, he can see it. And he can saw that this client likes his statistic is not positive in terms of euro dollar, for example. So maybe he will consider to bring it to his awareness and to offer him something else. I see that you have less successful trades in the euro dollar because I know your statistics. But you know what? Let's talk about the GBP yen for a minute, because you know what? Statistically, within my client, I recognize good wave in the market. Thank you so much. You have any questions? I'm here, and thank you so much for this opportunity. By the way, a little secret, I was very excited before this session. Very excited. I worked very hard for it. Thank you so much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the few that are left of us, thanks for sticking around. This was the last presentation of the IFX Expo Asia. Now I look forward to seeing all of you in the bar in the next hour. The bar just down here, it's all paid for by Trade Next, so drink up. From 1900 to 2200, the expo halls will be closing in the next 25 minutes. Thank you.